bring in a team section for our shop. And where are we? We are inside Divi. Scroll to the bottom. Why I cannot see that plus here at the bottom. Add new section, and I'll bring in just equal columns. And then we do what we did earlier. I didn't expect it to work because in the demo it didn't work. So I want to just show you carefully what I did 2 chapters ago. 6 chapters ago, we created this section here, and we have this top header here for the entire section. And we repeat this. We did this here for this section as well. What I did is to save this section. Where am I? This section here, this row, I saved this row. So row, we always know, has a green container. I right click on it, and then I went to save to library. Once I came here, I gave it a name, and I selected add to library. What I do now with the new section that I have created, click on add new row. And this opens up this familiar panel that we have grown accustomed to by now. The tab that is open by default is this one, new row. And like before, wow, look at all the options here. And as you can see, so far I've basically switched between 1 or 2 in the flex equal columns. I haven't even touched the other ones, but it opens up so many variations for different design. And I think you can have a look at it, and if it tickles some creativity up there in the gray matter, then think of using them. Enough of that. The one I want to go to is next to new row is add from library. That row that I had saved appears here, and it says here at the top, 1 row. It's a pity there's no thumbnail here so I can see how it looks, but as I know, it's the only one that I've searched, and I called it section header. It is over here. Click on it, and now it gives you this option to view a live demo. Let's click on view live demo, and now it renders it for me, so I have an idea of what it is all about. Go to the top right to close the live demo. If you want to edit it, click here on edit with Divi, but we want to use it, so we drop it in here and says use this row. Now I have 2 rows because by default any section comes in with a row, but we don't despair. We just go to this row, hover over it, and select delete row, or you can use the shortcut for that. We can call it the bean experts, and below this we add our team. I don't know why I cannot see my add new section button here at the bottom at the moment. Anyway, click on add new section, and I'll bring in one with 4 columns. We're going to show 4 team members. 1, 2, 3, 4. In each of this, I have an image, I have a social follow section, and then I have their name. How I want to do this though, is that I want the social follow to overlap the image. To achieve this in Divi, I will put the image as a background of a group module. Divi has a very unfortunate image module that allows you very little. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's one of those things that coming back to Divi and bringing in the image module and trying to resize it to a bigger height than what the column allows me to do. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. But follow along. Let's click on add new module or row. I select the group and we style out 1. With my group selected, I can bring in also my social media follow. I look for social media follow and drop it in. Open the layers panel. Otherwise, I'm lost. Select the group module first. Go to design, sizing, and I'll put it on a height 350 pixels, and you can see, there we go. Jump back to content, background, image, add background image, and we bring in this lady that we used previously. As this is the background to the box group, you can see that our social media follow icons appear there at the top. They are overlaid to it. This is what I want. I want the image in the back, and I want these social icons to appear on the front as an overlay. What I originally did, and I want to show you very quickly, I brought an image, and I'm using the second column for that. We do the same. I brought in the image, and then I added the social media follow below. Then I selected the social media follow. I went to design, went to spacing and margins at the top. I put it on a negative margin of -100 to put the overlay, which is kind of what I'm used to. Here is what I ran into. When I select the image and I go to sizing and I put the sizing at 350 pixels, it stretches the image, but it doesn't cover. That is a setting that we are used to in any kind of image module or background, the option to make it fit as a constraint or to cover. And I remember this is as old as the mountain. The image element just cannot do that. So what most people do in Divi is they do what I just did, is they bring in some kind of container. And now with the group container, it actually becomes even easier. Essentially, what I've done with the group container, I've created an image. I don't think it's ideal. I would like the image module to be able to do that. There's a lot of extra you can bring in to make it happen, but this is no coding, so we just don't do it. Let's clear out that image. I will delete it here, delete image as well as this social media. Good. Now let's hop back to the first column and we make some changes here. First, I'll go to our layout, make sure the direction is a column, and I'll put it at the bottom, and I'll also center align everything. And then to add some space between my social media, I'll follow at the bottom and the container, go to spacing, and at the bottom, I'll add 50 pixels of padding. And nice. Now you really understand where I was going with this. We can change the social media. We did this earlier, but let's do it one more time. I select it, go to content elements. I'll delete the first one, go to Facebook, edit it. Oh no, Facebook, design, icon, give it a color. I'll make it white, custom size, and I'll put that on 24. And I'll remove the background, which is under content, background, and delete or reset. On second thought, let's give it a background. I'll use my body text like so, and I think that's actually pretty nice. Then go back to the parent container, which is social media follow, elements, and I duplicate this one, and we give her one more. Click on edit item, network, and this one we will look for Instagram, same thing, go to background, click on it and choose a darker color. Let's reduce the padding at the bottom. I'll click on the group, design, spacing. Let's half this to 25. That looks better. And I've created this. Before we duplicate it for the others, we also add our name, add new group or row. I'll select the group in the layers panel, right click, add element below, and I'll add just text. You can create a H3 here if you wanted to. I'll just go for the text here. And this is Melanie Griffith. Start it on, go to design. This is a normal text element. We'll put it on bold, all caps, and I'll align it to the middle. And that's as much as I'm going to say about that. Tablet, we have them here in layers of 4. I think it's better. I think 4 on a tablet may be a little bit squashed, and on phone, they're going to be 1 by 1. We'll stick to that. Back to desktop. What we do now is we delete these columns. Delete column, same thing. And we go to this column with Melanie Griffith, and we just duplicate it. And remember, Control-Shift-D. Duplicate, and one more. And we go ahead and change out the images. Select this group, content, background, image, click, bring a new image. And this is where I remember, if it comes to making sure that the images you use, like these 4 next to each other in Divi, the best is to prepare them before the time, make sure they're equal height, exact same aspect ratio, then you will not have crocodile tears. Upload the image. This is Mark Lee. And then we go to the next one, select the group, image, click on the image, bring in team member number 3. Photo. And then click on this one and we do the same. Change out the image, team member 4, Is this the same? Why it looks like the same guy? And we say this is Sean Henry. And that's our team. Have a quick look here at how it looks. Yep. And then same for our mobile device. Cuts his head off over there. I wonder, let's just go to our image and set the position, background image position to center, top center. Let me see. There, that looks better. So we do that for all of them to make sure the images. And again, what I'm showing here, like setting it to top center or even going and setting it to a custom position like we did in the previous tutorials. This cannot be done with the image, but it can be done within a container like the group. That's our team section, and we don't need more from a team section. Their social media appears here. What you have to remember is to add the link to their social media.